Welcome to Backwater Casting. I'm your host, Rick Greene. Today we're bass fishing with New Brunswick hockey legend Danny Grant. We're on one of my favorite lakes, and Danny's learning lots about bass fishing, and I'm learning lots about his NHL hockey career and the new sportsplex that bears both his name and that of his former teammate Buster Harvey.
Now we're all set for a beautiful day.
We are.
Rick, what about the bass? Do they move around the lake, especially this time of year, or are they pretty well in one spot?
They'll move seasonally. They spend a lot of their winter in deep water because the temperature's more stable. But we find this particular area usually fishes well all summer. Now, like I say, this is getting late. The water temperature is only 64 degrees right now, so it's starting to drop. So they could be moving off, but they'll go wherever the bait fish are stacking up.
Right. Oh, I hit a hit or something.
Well, if a bass hits that, there won't be any question in your mind what happened.
Yeah.
They just smash that just violently.
Rick, how big do the fish run, the average size in this lake?
The average in this lake's probably around 15 or 16 inches, although we've caught them in here up into the low 20s, like 21 inches, 22 inches, but they're rare. Those are big old fish. Well, first fish of the day right there. Now I can go fishing. Always let the guest get the first one. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Nice little bass, I think.
Yeah, it was definitely a bass, yeah.
Nice little fish, though.
Yeah.
He's got lots of life in him.
Okay, I got him.
Yeah.
Blue fox strikes again.
Yeah.
Nothing like simple as you can get, effective as all get out.
Oh, excellent.
Now this may not be a monster, but you got to get your picture taken because it's the first one. So just hold them really firmly with your thumb on the bottom lip. They have no teeth, just a little sandpapery feel. And you keep a tight grip on him, and he'll stay put. Danny, let me get a picture of that before you put it back.
First bass with you, Rick.
There, good one.
Sun's coming up, found the fish, here we go.
So Danny, let me ask you this. The Grant Harvey Center, where did that name come from?
Well, the Grant Harvey Center, actually a little bit of background. Of course, Buster played in the National Hockey League at the same time I did, and he passed on a couple years ago. And it's funny because Buster and I are from the other side of the river, from the north side of the river, and Willie's from the south. But because of Willie was celebrating 50 years of being the first black person to play in the NHL, that we decided that we'd do the Willie O'Ree place on the other side of the river in honor of that occasion.
Didn't feel no, he's not real big, but at least I got one.
Yeah,
I mean,
oh, he's nice.
I was starting to feel bad.
Yeah.
You had one and had another one on, and I hadn't even had a bite yet. But this guy's a twin. I even got the salad with mine, but he'd be a twin to that one you had.
Yeah.
Oh, nice fish.
You got him right out of the grass?
Yeah, he came right up on the top of that eelgrass, took that bait.
So it's really been quite a ride, and the city, I think, has got two wonderful buildings, and I think they're going to be there for a long time for people to enjoy.
There we go. Okay, I'm going to switch your baits for you, Danny. We got a few fish in this grass. Oh, I got the salad with him too.
Yeah.
This would probably be closer to what the average size is in this lake.
Yeah.
But yeah, so these guys are right up in that shallow grass. Well, that's a Zoom fluke. It's a nice, simple little plastic bait. We had it Texas rigged. Nice bite size for a fish that size. That's cool. There you go, darling. Okay, Danny, I'm going to switch over, give you a Senko, which is weedless, so you can fish in this grass.
Thank you, Rick.
And you just toss that right straight in the back of that grass and let it sink. It's got no weight, so it'll take a minute to get, 5 or 6 seconds at least to get to the bottom.
Okay.
And then just twitch it back a little bit. There definitely was something boiled on that as soon as it hit the water. Just go this way to your left. I just missed one in there. I'm just going to hold the boat out here for a second just to see if we can pick them up. Let it sit. And then just move the rod tip forward. And if you feel any weight, just give it a touch of slack for a second and smack right into them. I got him.
Oh.
twitched the fluke right on the surface. He just come right up and smashed it. Boy, that water's clear. I'm telling you, it's just amazing. Look at how clear that water is. Yeah. Right up in the sound.
That's a nice fish.
Yeah, that's another decent one, yeah.
That's your average size here in the lake, isn't it?
Yep, they're starting to fatten up a little bit. There you go. So Danny, what was it like playing hockey against some of the great guys I grew up watching, Rocket Richard and Bobby Orr, Gordie Howe? What was that like?
Oh, I spent 12 years in the National League. Didn't seem like that long, but you know, it goes fast.
What were some of the highlights that you remember that really stick in your mind?
Well, you know, with the Canadians, you're talking about when I joined them back in the 60s, they were a dynasty. And, you know, I was there for the 5th Stanley Cup in a row. They had won 4 before I got there. And then, so being a member of the Stanley Cup team with the Canadians, and then going to the North Stars and winning the Rookie Year Award. Nice.
You know, just.
Isn't it nice, Bass? It's amazing though, isn't it?
But you know what? If you could catch 30 or 40 of these, one right after the other, you wouldn't mind that they're a little smaller.
Not a bit.
I wouldn't mind
Not
either,
a bit.
No.
Nice fish though. The game has not only changed, but the way people view it and think about it, that's changed also. There was no protection. You could be sent down to the minors versus today. You know, there's rules against it and all that type of thing, and but they could just on a whim. They could send you to the minors or whatever. I never dreamt that I'd be playing in the NHL until I started having some success in junior, and then and then of course belonging to the Montreal Canadiens, who at that time had won 4 Stanley Cups, and there wasn't going to be any roster changes. That you knew that once your junior career was over, if you're lucky, you could you might go to the American Hockey League or the Central Hockey League, which we did.
I want to keep the rod tip down so I can move a lot of line really fast. There's a half a Senko fish. He's a smaller size, but.
And we had guys in our, you know, coming out of junior, Jacques Lemaire, Serge Savard, Carol Vadnais, Mickey Redmond, myself, Rogie Vachon, the goaltender. We were all kids that went on and had long careers in the NHL.
What's happening,
He's a
Danny?
pretty good sized one.
Oh, you guys all say that.
No, he's pretty good.
He's letting you know he's there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going under the boat on me.
That's one of the better fish today, though. He's almost as big as that one I had in the weeds.
If they're not on the boat, they don't count.
There you go.
Nice little fish.
Yeah.
We could have some fun here with this.
Could have. Are having. Yeah, we're already having fun. Welcome back to Backwater Casting. Danny and I are changing locations on the lake, and we're also going to change techniques to a drop shot. We're going to learn a little bit about Danny's NHL career as well as his 50-goal season. What we're going to do here is called drop shotting. So what I've done is I've tied a hook about a foot or 14 inches above the sinker.
Right.
And we're going to put a bait on it.
What kind of bait here are we going to use for the drop shot?
Now this is a Senko, and I'm just going to wacky rig it, which is basically just poking the hook through the middle. So it's going to be like that. That's a ½ ounce weight. So we're just going to drop this vertically. We dropped into a deep hole with some rock piles down there. We're going to drop this vertically until the line goes slack, and then we're going to turn the handle until the line goes tight. When that goes tight, that's what your bait's going to be on the bottom.
Rick, exactly what is the difference between fishing drop shot and your normal casting and that type of thing for bass?
Dan, one of the reasons that we're doing the drop shot today is we're fishing fairly deep water, 22 to 30 feet. And by using the drop shot, we can maintain a vertical presentation and stay, in some cases, stay right on top of the fish, and that ½ ounce weight holds the bait in place. What I'll do is let me see what our depth is here first. I'll just ease us back over to that marker. I got a fish right under the boat suspended off the bottom right now.
Okay.
He is suspended up 3 feet off bottom maybe. There's another one on the bottom. I definitely got to get that down there. Just like that. Oh, Dr. Rick, there we go.
Did you get to the bottom?
I dropped to the bottom and bang, just like that. Just the first drop of the bait.
Yeah, that's a nice fish there, Rick. Looks nice and healthy.
30 seconds from the time I let that line go, I got a fish. I mean, he's not a monster, but I mean, he came and did a visit with us in the boat, and we got to like that. Anyway. Oh, there we go. He said I was so rudely interrupted.
Oh, that's a nice fish.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
They're all in the quarter, ½ pound range difference, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all fairly consistently,
Yeah.
within a ½ pound of each other.
Nice little fight in it.
He ate her.
Boy, they're full of fight.
So Dan, back in the days when you were playing, you were back in that time of 6 teams. That had to be really hard to get selected to play in the NHL at that point.
You know, I am very thankful that I did play at a time when I think that hockey was more of a sport than it is today. And I also came along at an era that I did see the Bob play against and with the Bobby Howells and Bob, Gordie Howe, Jean Beliveau, all those great players, and it was an era that again, the true business part of it didn't come in until probably the middle or late '80s, and before that, it was more of a sport. It was teams were closer together, players were closer.
This is just insane. Yeah, every once in a while, Dan, just open your bail and drop in case I moved you off a foot deeper.
Oh yeah.
Just to make sure that your sinker stays on contact with the bottom.
That's mandatory, is it?
Well, some of the guys actually will see the fish on their sonar suspended, and they'll drop it down to the depth that the fish are at suspended. These fish seem to be fairly tight to the bottom. Oh, I say, twist that line up a little bit, boys. I'm going to go with a ½ a Senko. See how aggressive these fish are.
Look at that.
Hey, tail walking fish. That's a nicer one too, Dan.
Yeah, nice fish. Nice fish.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a nice, healthy fish right there. He's a high, healthy 114 or so.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta get up in front of the boat.
So first thing I would do if I were you, Dan, I would bring that up and see if one got your Senko on you, just in case. Because sometimes they can sneak them off of there pretty quick.
No.
No. Yeah. We should count. This is fast and furious. I mean, this is not bad at all. Yep. There we go. Yeah.
God, they're full of fight.
Yeah. Good.
How many fish are below us anyway?
I'm actually only seeing scattered fish as we go, because between the breeze and me on the, I got one, excuse me. And there's a big fish right there on the screen. I don't know if you can see that or not, right on the bottom. No. It's a little bit on the bigger side for what we've been seeing. So we must, oh yeah, you can feel him. He's a little chunkier. Yeah, nice fish.
Yeah. Once we Rick found us some fish, now it's not a problem.
That's a fish on the bottom. Yeah, it's funny, at these low speeds on the trolling motor as opposed to the big engine, I'm seeing a lot more fish. We didn't see hardly any on the big unit when we were idling. But as soon as I slowed down to that trolling motor, oh,
nice.
Oh, he threw your bait away.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, and these aren't monsters, but I
No.
mean, this has got. I mean, this is fun. I mean, we're just catching these guys one right after the other. I mean, this is just great fun. And he's going to go right back down there,
look at
none the
him
worse
go.
for the wear. So Dan, you had a really, really awesome year with 50 goals with Detroit. Tell me a little bit about that. I mean, that had to be a pretty rare thing.
Well, it was the first year I just got traded from Minnesota North Stars to the Red Wings, and I get kind of lucky too. I started off the season with two guys, Bill Hogebaum and Mickey Redmond, and Mickey and I were longtime line mates in Peterborough and Junior in Montreal, and but lo and behold, like to get off to a good start. And Mickey Redmond got hurt, actually had a back injury into his career, and Bill Hogebaum broke his ankle that year. So I got, my two line mates were gone, and we're probably 20, 25 games into the season, and Alex DeVecchio was the coach, and he put me up on line with Marcel Dion. And Marcel and I just were like ham and eggs. We just like made to play with each other, and all of a sudden I started scoring goals at a tremendous rate, at quite a good rate, and so did Marcel. And one thing led to another, and with 2 games to go in the season, I had scored my 50th goal. So it was quite a treat. It was something. I was the 12th player in the history of the National Hockey League to do it, and and as Mickey Redmond said that year, he said, "Danny, go for it, because opportunity might never come again." And lo and behold, the following year I received a serious injury, and my career was pretty well over.
But these fish out here, I mean, Danny's caught a couple that were bigger than this, but this seems to be what the size seems to be that we're on. I got mine on a jig and spoon. Yep. Yeah, yours is bigger. Yours is bigger.
There's no question.
Yeah. Oh, I can always make it a question. I just get close to the camera. We'll let the folks at home decide. We'll get that back in, we'll get this fixed up. Here, look at that.
Perfect. You've
Yeah,
done that.
perfect.
You've done that before.
I have done that before, yeah. Welcome back to Backwater Casting. New Brunswick hockey legend Danny Grant and I are having great luck on the Secret Lake with the drop shot technique.
Boys, you're down there a long ways.
Yeah. There's one there on the bottom. I might get him on the way by. Gotta love the electronics today.
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff, once you learn how to read what you're seeing on those screens, if I can get that down there fast enough, I've got a couple of fish right under the nose of the boat. The breeze is pushing me away. Ah. Yeah, I still got one under the boat. I can still see one up here in the trolling motor. That's a little better. That's, you know, that feels like a
That's a
quarter
nice
pound,
fish
a half
there,
pound
Rick.
better than the last
Looks
one.
nice and healthy.
So, and that's on a half a bait.
Nice. My God, nice healthy fish. Nice healthy fish.
There's a double. Yeah. Oh, mine's gone.
Nice little bass.
We got a whole school of them under the boat. Okay. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the bottom is just alive with fish right here. I definitely should dig out a second marker. That's a little better. There, he's got one on the back. We are just on fire.
It is just amazing. Yeah. We come across that whole lake, didn't see a fish, and all of a sudden,
whoa! We found the bait.
There's a nice fish.
Found the bass. We've caught more fish in the last 15 minutes than we caught in the first 3 hours.
Yeah.
So the easiest control on those is the bottom lip, squeeze tight, and then just take the hook out.
All the same. They go when you hit that water.
Absolutely. He hit me 3 times there before he got it. Oh, I can't get over how fast they come up.
Oh,
I mean, those fish are down in the bottom in 22 to 27 feet of water, and you set the hook, and they are instantly up top. Yeah, and these are not the quality that we're looking for, but my goodness, for fun fishing, it doesn't get much better than that. Yeah. Gotta love fishing in New Brunswick.
now you said this is kind of a relatively new concept.
Personally, I like it if I have a day like today, it's just a bit of a breeze. I can keep the trolling motor at a fairly low speed, and I can see those fish on my sonar unit, and I can just drop straight down the trolling motor and catch them right under the boat. I mean, we've seen, like I've got one here now, I've got a jig and spoon on. I'll see if I can get that fish to hit. But it's there. Oh, he hit it, the dirty dog. There he is. Now, it doesn't get any more real than that.
Yeah.
So. And there's still a few fish under there, Dan, so you may get one right this moment as well. I just saw that fish and I just tried to hold the boat still on top of it and just snapped that rod up a couple of times, and either he hit it and missed it or one of his buddies hit it and missed it, and I got him.
We got a fighter.
They're all fighters. So these fish are actually a little shallower than that first bunch that we get into.
What a beauty. What a beauty.
Oh, there's one. We got another double. Once again, I think yours is the bigger one.
Gee.
Not just there. Yeah. I gotta be careful because he's got both those hooks through his lower jaw, which is usually where I hold them. I don't want one of those gammies stuck in my finger. Oh,
You gotta remember, I'm an old hockey player. It takes a little while.
didn't take too long. Yeah, that's little stinger hook just got him right in the corner, and he wasn't going anywhere. Anyway, yeah, he stayed on pretty good. I like that. It's just a half of it's just to get used to the equipment.
Yeah.
And then you're learning a new technique, which is, it's another deal. It's a little bit on the bigger side for what we've been seeing. So we must. Oh yeah, you can feel 'em.
There's a 2-pounder.
Those little gammy hooks are just. I mean, they're just not coming off. They're in there. There. Yeah, that's actually. We're on a little bigger size right now. This little cluster of fish must be a little bit bigger.
He's a hard fighter, this baby.
Barroom brawlers.
That's a nice fish.
Tough as nails.
Oh yeah, nice fish.
Tough as nails.
Tough fish,
Barroom
another
brawlers.
fish, another fish. When is it going to stop?